This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.
You know how sometimes the first play of the game can be a real tone setter?
Aussie.
Yeah, I basically just went with Ashton Jen Teabag.
NFL.
He's not a walking 7 for 70 as I learnt last week when he went 1 for 5.
Fantasy.
I'd probably lean towards taking Henry maybe ahead of McCaffrey just because of what I've seen.
The Aussie NFL Fantasy Show. Loading.
For the Aussie Gridiron Network, this is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show on a Sunday. You're back with me, Matty C. And I have had a cracking Friday with the two fellas who we brought in to cover the bases this week. We've got a great replacement for Taylor. We've got a great world candidate. And if you didn't catch a Friday show, I'm going to slap you up the side of the head if I see you in the street because you're doing life all wrong. Joining me in the place that you might usually expect to see, a fella like Taylor, you're now seeing a fella with a glorious beard like Kev. Kev, welcome back, mate. Thanks for filling in for the big dog.
Matty, bit like Jameis Winston, mate. I was just hanging around waiting for me shot again.
Fuck. God, get him in there, by the way.
Oh,
if the New York Giants have not learned anything from how we're running this podcast, I am so disappointed in them because we have turned to a great backup. And look at our show, mate. You have revolutionised it.
I just want him to trade him to someone who can actually get out and throw the fucking ball. He's a fantasy god when he plays. Not so much his interceptions, but the amount he feeds his targets. Fuck yeah.
How aren't the Raiders making a move? How aren't the Raiders? We were just tearing up the Raiders on the Friday show. How aren't they making that move?
I think every team that rings the Giants, they're like, nah, but you can have Russ, and everyone's like, yeah, we're okay.
They're like, no, we've had diarrhea before, thanks. Oh gosh, well, and a guy who's not a big fan of having diarrhea, from what I understand, or Geno Smith, it's our mate, the Rams fan. He's the West Coastie, Isaac, who you all know from G'day Gridiron, and you'll know from the Friday show where he was talking up the likes of Matt Stafford and Puka Nacua with no bias whatsoever. It's good to have you back, brother.
None. No bias at all. They are playing the Saints.
No, that's it. That's the bias. Is it's about the Saints. It's the only person who can't play well against the Saints is on bye this week, so it's okay. Baker Mayfield showed us exactly what not to do. So there you go, mate. Good to have you back. Thanks for suffering a second edition with us this week after surviving the Friday show and grinning and bearing your way through tipping point. That's going to be fun to see how that washes out.
Well, it'll be nice to see us hopefully get the win, but we'll see how we go. Like Kev said on the Friday show, that I think it's pretty much down the middle.
Yeah, so you say that now. But historically, someone's getting rinsed. That's all I'm saying. I don't know which one of you it is, but one of you is going to drink the bathwater of the other one, and I don't know. I don't think either of you are going to enjoy that, but I like that you're both full of positivity at the moment.
Playing it straight down the middle, but then once one of us gets fleeced, it'll be talking shit again.
I just can't believe one of you isn't like, yeah, you're shit. I can't believe one of you isn't taking the high ground. They're just going after it.
We're saving for this segment coming up.
But okay, save for the starts. Let's talk about the starts because we've got that coming up tonight. We're also going to dive into the mailbag in just a moment. If you haven't caught the Friday show, plenty of fun there. Also, Isaac's been doing duty all over the place. He's part of the G'day Gridiron guys. They were up yesterday. It's good to have them midweek as well because they break down what we just saw and talk about the Thursday night football game, which mate, Thursday nights this year have actually some of them been real crackers. So it's kind of cool to see, and that continues this week. So, mate, we're going to dive into the mailbag in just a minute. I've got 3 of what I consider to be the most compelling entries to the mailbag. I'm going to drag in the sack and the questions.
Surely you must have questions.
Please reach out to us.
When Tate and I get asked about fantasy advice, we are not backwards about coming forwards at any stage.
Get your question read live on the show.
If you've got a mailbag question or if you're really keen to just get on the show, we'll make it work.
At Aussie NFL Fantasy on Facebook and Instagram.
All right, first one comes from the Bigsby Frisbee. I love that. The Bigsby Frisbee wants to know, okay, am I starting Tet at Green Bay or Wandale versus San Francisco? What are you doing, Isaac?
Oh, I'm starting Tet. He's been phenomenal this season. Even though it is against a good Green Bay defense, I just think he's going to get his targets and he's going to get his receptions. So out of those two, I'd be starting Tet.
Just like that, Kev. Are you got similar conviction about one or the other?
Yeah, mate, I was definitely leaning Ted as well. Big fan, and I think that he's probably just going to see the volume, really. I'm not too sure how this Giants offense is going to run without Neighbours and now without Scat as well. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, but I think you could see the ball getting shared around a lot more.
Gosh, I mean, Wandale's also been one of those guys. Sorry, Isaac?
Ever since Neighbours has gone out, Wandale Robinson's probably been the wide receiver one there, so he could get the targets in that one. But I still think Tet's going to give you more value in the fantasy world.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing about Wandale, right? He's generally not a down-the-field threat. He doesn't score a million touchdowns, but gee, he gets volume. So I guess it depends on whether you need a high ceiling or if you're just looking for a steady base, because I think Tet's got the ability to put up a 20-plus game in a way that I'm not sure Wandale sort of does. So I also think it depends on your matchup. If you feel like you're trailing in the matchup, but if you feel like you're ahead in the matchup and you're just looking for someone solid, I don't mind the Wandale call. But, I mean, God, I don't think I would chastise anyone for starting Tet in that position either way. But yeah, I think it does. A little context does matter. Second one comes from Kareem Majeans. Did anyone see just how much RJ Harvey tore up last week against Dallas? Oh my God. So do we believe that? Because I've got a question that revolves around RJ Harvey, and I just want to know, do we believe RJ Harvey's kind of taken some mantle here?
It's a bit tough. Like, I thought he was going to take some workload down the stretch, but because they invested the draft capital in him, I just don't know whether I'd trust it just yet.
Isaac?
Yeah, I'm the same. It was against the Dallas defense, so they haven't been particularly good, as Taylor's mentioned on the show before, that you kind of pick on them, and so it's a more interesting matchup this week. I think he's got...
I mean, most weeks he's been getting about 7 touches. Last week he got 8. So I find it hard to buy into, but I like that I picked him in starts of the week last week and he goes and rollicks up a 24 out of nowhere. He's now playing Houston this week in Houston, and the question is Harvey at Houston or Ramondre versus Atlanta? Who are you starting in that situation? I guess this is a flex question. Or running back too. If it is, Jesus.
It depends what Atlanta defense shows up. Like if the same one shows up as last week, then you definitely take whoever's playing against Atlanta.
Ramondre.
So you got New England versus Atlanta this week, and they've been a trendy pickup on Sleeper this week, I've noticed. Very trendy.
What about you, Kev? Who are you taking out of those two?
Who's Harvey playing against?
Harvey's at Houston.
At Houston,
yeah. They're both kind of... Yeah, it's 50-50 call for me. I'm probably going to go with RJ Harvey, though. I still think he's going to see a bit of workload, and I don't trust Ramondre as far as I could throw a sack full of fucking dicks. Fuck me. He'd probably try and catch him and fumble him as well.
Is there a distance on them, Kevin?
Probably about further than I could run.
This is a brilliant set of visuals I'm getting. A fucking sack full of fucking dicks, and then further than Kev can run. I love this. Mate, the great thing about this is it comes with a third pitch, okay? So... Or Harvey at Houston, or Ramondre at Atlanta, or Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt versus Seattle. And I think I'd rule him out straight away. That Seattle running defense is pretty good.
Yeah. I'd go Ramondre against Atlanta, because I just don't think their defense is going to show up again.
I'm going to go Harvey. I think the Falcons are due for a bounce back.
Split.
And I just don't trust fucking Ramondre. I wish they'd bench him.
I do too, because I think Henderson probably looks better than all of them, but they just persist. Henderson's getting the variable rookie treatment. The errors from Ramondre, who fumbles all over the place. You got, sticking with Harvey, you got Kev with that one. So a split jury, but we are all categorically ruling out Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. JCM versus Seattle. So, Split jury. I like that one. I think I would probably throw my chips on Ramondre only because the volume. I feel like vomiting, but that's what I would do. This is like if you've ever washed down like a litre of milk, a litre of juice, and then gone on a fucking roller coaster. It's coming up or it's coming down, but it's not staying in your guts, and both of them are not going to be comfortable. So that's how this feels, taking Ramondre. Third one here is from @MustyOnion, and this is a rest of season question. And I'm interested in this one because it's 2 running backs, and running backs has been wild this year. I'll start with you, Kev. Woody Marks for the rest of the season or Jaylen Warren?
I'm going Woody Marks, Matty.
Right.
I've been a bit of a fan, and I just don't really trust Seattle. Not Seattle. I just don't trust the Steelers that much. Whereas I think Houston want to run the ball, and Woody Marks has proven to be a bit of a good pass-catching back in that offense as well.
Yeah. Does it bother you that Mixon still hasn't emerged, but may?
Nah, Mixon's dead.
Because we haven't talked about him all
Same
year.
with Chubb. Mixon and Chubb are dead. That injury is worse than what everyone said at the start. Oh, he'll only be out 4 weeks. And what are we in now, like week 9? There's still no word that he's coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, and people are holding him in their IRs. I'm just kind of wondering whether he's droppable, but it's another question altogether. But I just sort of thought I should ask, due diligence here, Kev. Are you worried about Mixon? And the answer is, he's fucking dead. So there you go. That tells me a lot. Isaac, I'm going to pivot to you on this one. So it's Woody Marks or Jaylen Warren. What are you doing, brother?
Jaylen Warren's been having quite a good year, so I'd stick with him. I think Rodgers can't move, so the only running option there is Warren, and that rookie that they drafted quite highly, Caleb Johnson, isn't playing as much. So I'd say stay with Jaylen Warren.
He's been in the doghouse since he fucking fumbled that bloody kickoff.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Oh my god, that kickoff against Seattle, that was embarrassing. Oh my god! And also we've seen Kenneth Gainwell also spilled all this a couple of times too, and I think he keeps getting the work. I think because his name's not Caleb Johnson. I think is kind of it. So Mike Tomlin's just not willing to go back to the well there. We see Jaylen Warren, surprisingly, and he's had his bye quite early, is running back 24. So I mean, a very strong flex candidate every week, really. But yeah, Marks, he's kind of been funny. I like the unknown with Marks. To me, kind of feels positive, and I don't know why I feel positive about what I don't know about Marks. But I guess it's the Kev take here of I just have so little trust in the other faces around there. Like when it's not Chubb, at the moment, it's either Marks or what they're going to roll out the corpse of Dameon Pierce, who's been left for dead like roadkill, or, is Mixon ever going to be back? So it's the things I don't know about Marks get me excited, Isaac. That's the problem I've got. I'm tempted.
And he's a rookie too, so that helps.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe it. Kev is back in a rookie. Write this down. Where were you when Kev back to rookie? It's never happened. So, at Musty Onion, I feel like we've got it's a little split, but it's a 2-1. We've got a couple on Woody Marks, and the known quantity of Jaylen Warren also gets a vote in there. So hopefully take that forward and be successful. That's the mailbag. They were the ones that I thought were the most fun this week. And keep sending them in, because where we do get questions through the @Aussie NFL Fantasy on Instagram, I go back and answer all of them. It's Matty C coming back to you personally on them, but the ones that we bring onto the show, you even get the expert's opinion and not just Matty C. Hey fellas, it is time. It is time to do the thing that we spend all week building up to. This is like Sunday night football. It's the start of the week.
Born in the heart of the earth, shaped by fire, wind, and time itself, this trophy is no mere prize. It is an artifact of legend, passed through the hands of kings and conquerors, scholars and sages. Its worth measured not in gold, but in the wisdom it bestows. Now it rests with us, the chosen stewards, entrusted to guard its legacy. Only he who offers the truest insight, the boldest foresight, shall lift it high, and claim his place among the immortals. This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show, starts of the week.
So it has been a heck of a ride for starts of the week. Last week was just wild in that Cam just goes and throws in Joe Flacco and gets 1 million points out of him. He gets Woody Marks, who plays pretty well. He gets a good day out of Keishon Butte. All up, including Otten as well. He goes and throws up 87 points. That is not a bad day out. Marky Mark went and started Dart, Pacheco, Mooney, Ingram, and then he also threw in Justice Hill as his captain. And Justice Hill did him a great disservice. No justice there at all as he goes and throws up 0.2. So you double that. 0.4. If Mark sees Justice Hill in the streets, I think he's just going to urinate on his shoes. That is just the worst. Ingram had a half a decent day, but Mooney, he was not much. Pacheco could not get a touchdown because Kareem Hunt fucking took the lot. And Jackson Dart lost scat, which changed a bunch of stuff. So he just had a tough day out, and only, sadly for Marky, he didn't even crack the 50. Mate, I actually felt very good for cracking the 50 because I'd taken Penix earlier in the week when he was questionable, and then he didn't play. Didn't play at all. So I threw away my quarterback position entirely, but Harvey threw up a quarterback day, 24 points. Rashid Shaheed played pretty nice. He scored about 15, so did Pitts. Romeo Dubs could have been anything as the captain, and he goes and puts up a couple of points for me as well. I end up in the 50s and feel pretty happy about it. Going into that matchup, and then Dubs pushes me into the 70s, but was never going to help me chase down Cam without a big old long touchdown. So Cam wins the week and pushes Taylor, who he was representing, out to 19 total competition points. He's got a whole win in the segment clear from me at 16 and World at 13. The good thing is, Kev, when you come on the show as Taylor and Cam wins the week, you get to pick the draft order, my friend. And the draft order goes like this. Whoever you put in first is going to get first overall pick in the first round and the third round. And then it'll be a classic snake, so last pick in the second and fourth. The fifth round, Isaac, you know this from having been around the show, right? And this is the quirk of it all. The fourth round then is repeated for the fifth round, but that's the round we have to pick our captains. Captain cannot be a quarterback. So you have to plan to have your quarterback taken in the first 4 rounds. Otherwise, your fourth round is a forced pick of quarterback. But the other positions you can play around with. You don't actually have to have your flex as your captain. We've had weeks where running backs, wide receivers, or tight ends in the starting spots are actually the captain. So feel free to get jiggy with it. Also, we've got 6 teams coming off a bye. So we're going to be people with artificially low start percentages. If you would like to try getting one past, put it up there. Feel free to get squashed. But if it goes through, then at least you get them and somebody else doesn't, and you don't die wondering. So this will be a fun week of starts. All that said, Kev, where do you want to go with this responsibility for the first pick and second pick and third pick?
Yep. Well, I'm going to go with Isaac first, you in the middle, Matty, and I'll go third.
No. I've been sitting third for about a month and a half. I've loved it. Kev, you're going to muck me up. So there we go. Isaac at 1. Matty in the middle. It's a Matty sandwich. That is a disappointing sandwich, by the way. Not much filling. And Kev at the back end, which means he'll get first captain in 5th round. Wow. Isaac, how well have you prepared for this segment, mate? Have you been hitting the books, mate?
I have been, but I'm not sure if I'm looking at it right. So it was a 10-team sleeper league started in redraft, correct?
Yeah, that's all you're looking for is a standard 10-team sleeper league, and we're just going to go with anyone who started in less than 50% of leagues.
Yep. That
we think will remain started in 50% or under. So that will make it interesting. So I don't think you can start JSN, mate, I'm afraid.
That's okay. That's okay.
But feel free to mention him to make sure he gets squashed if you want. But you get first pick of the litter, baby, and the clock is on.
Okay, I'll try this one first. Obviously, Travis Etienne, 37% started, coming off the bye. That's where I'm at. It's
what do you reckon, Kev?
44 or anything like that.
Yeah, I wrote him off, but
I'm happy for him to be written off. That's fine.
I kind of put him as the lead running back coming back off a bye sort of a thing.
Yep.
Because he hasn't really been available for the weeks before that.
That's why I didn't put him on my list too, is he has largely been unavailable for this segment. So I feel like coming off the bye will mean he probably is still largely going to be unavailable. And I'd imagine he's going to end up with a starting percentage between 60 and 70% this week.
Okay, no worries. All good.
Squashed. But no one else can get him, so that's good.
So I will then shift to my quarterback so I don't forget him and try and take him last. Give me a Jordan Love, 47% started at Carolina.
Ooh.
Yeah, and he's been solidly in that 40% range all year. He goes and threw up like 35 points last week or whatever it was in that game against in that game on the Sunday night. He was fantastic. So go chuck it all over Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. You don't mind that.
And he's got a heap of receivers to throw it to, and so I reckon he'll have a good one. The only risk there is that they do blow it out and they sit him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or they just run the shit out of it because we picked Jacobs to have like 4 million yards.
200. Yeah.
Love's fine.
I'm fine with Love. I really like the pick. I feel like running back's the one this week. That's the difficult one. So while he has been low most of the season now because he sort of stumbled into a running back role pretty late, and he's proven to be worthwhile, I'm going to go and throw Kamani Vidal up and just see if you're happy to take him. He's been trendy, but because there were 6 teams on a bye, his start percentage really blew out last week. But are you happy to accept him, or are we going to rule him out? Because
I took him off my list because he was
quite
way
high
over
last week when everyone was on a bye.
Yeah, cool. I took him off my list because he was way over last week.
Then I'm taking Woody Marks at Denver. Sorry, that's it. Yep, Woody Marks. He's going to make sure he comes in well under. He's at 45 and he's lost a few percentage. So I'm going to lock him in, and I'm not going to take an argument from either of you. Woody Marks, welcome to the team, mate.
Yeah, that's fine. Kamani Vidal's has gone up, Matty. He's at 72 still.
Oh, God.
Gone up 10%,
okay.
So...
Wow. Okay, I'm willing to take that one in the neck. That's a bad suggestion. All right, he wasn't nearly that high when I first wrote him down. So sounds good. Happy to rule him out. I'm going to take Woody Marks. Welcome to the team. 45%. Got to go against Denver, but man, all of a sudden he's getting the volume, so I'm cool with that. Puts Kev on for a double. Finish the first and start the second, brother.
Yep. Let's give me a quick little look here.
God, it gets ugly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I'm going to start off with Josh Downs against Pittsburgh.
Nice. He was on my list.
I love that.
I can't remember what his start percentage was. I'll just have a quick look. 26%. So, yeah, he's way under.
I had him on my list because of that. Like, it's Pittsburgh. The secondary's been horrid.
And I'm going to pair him up with Caleb against Cincinnati.
Ooh. We know Cincinnati are a pit of points for quarterbacks. He had a bit of a rough week last week against Baltimore, but, mate, anyone can score against Cincinnati, right?
Fields put up his best game of the season and got first win of the season against bloody Cincy last week, so...
I'm really happy with that. Caleb currently started in 42% and going down because 6 quarterbacks are coming back, and 2 that are going out are the Jets and the Browns. So it's not like we're losing a lot, but we're getting a lot back. So some of these established guys who were higher last week may be on their way down. I like that. And Downs, I had him on my list. I figured you could have had Downs or Pierce, and both were probably fair calls, and would like both of them just as much.
My list as well.
Pittsburgh, whose secondary has been disgraceful. Oh, my God. I spend a lot of time on the weekends at Amateur Gridiron here in the ACT, and I've seen a lot better secondaries there than I've seen in Pittsburgh this year, so tells you a bit. Mate, I then wanted to go and pick the first tight end because Kev somehow didn't take a tight end. And I want to take Theo Johnson against San Francisco. Mate, pick the middle of the field against San Francisco. Yeah. I knew it would be on your list. I knew it. And I thought you would be so pleased with me for taking him because I finally fucking listened to you, Kev. Finally. It's taken me a year and a half.
Only took almost 2 years, Matty, but you're there. You're on the island. Tay joined in the off-season. Matty's just landed.
Yeah, mate, and I would like my free cocktail on arrival, thanks. Can you send Katut over with that right now? There you go. Theo Johnson versus San Francisco. I'm taking him. His start percentage, I'm going to look this up just to be academic, but he has not been even near pushing that number all year round. So here is it. A whopping 9%, and he has lost 2% since last week. So there you go. Theo Johnson. Come on. Isaac, you get a double pick here, mate. You get to finish the second round, kick off the third round. Where you going, baby?
I am going to go to my tight end because I find it hard. And I'm going to go with Hunter Henry, who is 47% started against Atlanta.
Yep, I'm fine with it. He was on my list. He's gone down 3%, so he's actually trending the right direction.
Yeah, he has had weeks where he's been over, but he has always been in that zone. So I'm very comfortable with the Hunter Henry pick. Mate, you've spoken at length about Atlanta's defense being kind of a bit of ghosts at times.
I was actually just hoping that first round pick they got gets better.
Oh, 100%. I'm invested in Atlanta games to watch them hopefully lose.
Yeah.
Sorry to any Falcons fans who are out there, if there are any.
This is the call to people who have not been spending their time with G'day Gridiron. Get across there. It is a fantastic bag of analysis about, like, and the guys have their season-long bets too. There's a whole bunch going on about Browns quarterbacks over there. There's this Atlanta thing. Brad's been watching more Atlanta games than anyone wants to talk about. We're still trying to pick a team for Brad to follow this year. Now he's on a Dallas
I was about
Cowboys
to ask how Brad's going to feel about Isaac disparaging his Falcons on another show.
Well,
his Falcons, his Seahawks. He's got a lot of teams. His Steelers.
At the moment, the G'day Gridiron could be called the NFC West, with myself, who go for the Rams, Nick, 49ers, and Brad, who goes for the Seahawks.
So he wears too much Seattle gear to defend himself against that too. He's often wearing a hat or a jacket.
He hates it. So fun.
Yeah. If he's not going to wear duck stuff, then like he's got ducks up there. He could be wearing his Ducks gear, but he chooses Seattle gear. So
he does.
Mate, you got to live and die by it. I love that. Hunter Henry, 47%, and against that crappy Atlanta secondary. You don't mind that because Atlanta don't travel well. They have not travelled well this year. Their offense hasn't travelled well, and their defense hasn't done much well. What are you going to do in the third round here now?
So the third round, I'm going to go to running back. As you pointed out, Matty, it is a hard position to pick in this slot. So I'm going to go with someone who is, I think, going to be RB1 now with a significant injury to their RB1. So I'll take Tyrone Tracy against San Francisco, 21% started.
Yeah,
I thought this could go two ways. I was wondering whether it'll be Ty Tracy, Singletary, or just a bullshit mix of both, and I was just too scared. So like that Isaac's got his big ball bag out, put it in the wheelbarrow, and is walking around with it. I'm so impressed with you, Isaac.
That's it.
Yes, San Francisco. He's 21% started. That number's going to jump, but it will never get near 50, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
Do you think crayon suppliers are now just shitting themselves that Cam Scatterbo's not going to be training? He's not going to be playing games. He's going to have more time to eat crayons. Now's the time to buy in.
Shitting rainbows.
Get some shares on Crayola right now. So it's Love, Tracy, and Henry is your side at the moment, Isaac. And next we'll hear from you will be at the end of the fourth round, where you got the choice between picking a wide receiver or diving into one of the positions you've already got to take your flex and potentially leave your wide receiver as your captain. and brings it to me. And I thought wide receiver had the most depth this week. So I'm going to go and take my quarterback now, and it will mean I'll be on my way back taking a wide receiver before my captain. And, God, I need to back my boy. I need to back Trevor, don't I? They're against the terrible Raiders. I haven't stuck my chin out on Trevor and starts all year. Yeah, it's time. So I'm going to take my boy. If he can beat Kansas on Monday night at home, then he can just go and kick the teeth in of a fucking horrible Las Vegas team. And I'm looking at you, Nathaniel Westling, right down the barrel. Yeah, that's right, boy.
If Isaac takes Stafford now, if he's available, I know you already took Jordan Love. I was going to say then we've all taken our own team's quarterbacks. Fucking Isaac, letting the team down, going with Jordan Love.
Guess what, Kev? He was on my list.
It took all of my strength not to take Darnold against Washington. He was my breakout quarterback, but this is the best matchup Trevor's going to have all year. So I can't walk past it.
How Darnold is 15% started is crazy.
Yeah.
People still don't trust him. I'm like, why? Like, I throw him in Superflex leagues every so often just because we've got a better matchup.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. 10% started for Trevor, so they're almost the same guy, apparently, according to fantasy managers, which is not great. But Trevor has been averaging 16 points per game, and when you face the Raiders, you can double that. So I'm going there. Kev, you get to finish up the third round now and kick off the fourth round. You're looking for running back, a tight end, and flex in any particular order.
Righto, well, I'm going to start with... Might go to tight end here, Matty.
Please do. I love when you go tight end, Kev.
Just because I can, as I'm just scrolling down here.
I think there's a bunch of good tight ends this week. I wouldn't be surprised if one of us ends up with one as a flex.
Yeah, I'm going with AJ Barner against Washington.
Ooh, nice.
Did he make your list, Isaac?
No, he didn't, but he has. I have noticed that he's been playing really well.
He has like a top 10 week, then he has like a top 18 week. It's just which one you get. But yeah, I think tight ends against Washington have done pretty well this year, so
yes,
I'm here for it.
Yeah, well, he's tight end 18 on the year. He made my list because I went 7 deep on tight end, but he's on there because the matchup's delicious.
He was number 2 on my tight end list, Matty, but you took my number 1.
Yeah.
Just because you knew how to hurt me.
Yeah, well, this is not a cuddle fest, mate. This is war. So take a teaspoon of cement, sunshine. So, your team at the moment is Caleb versus Cincinnati, Josh Downs versus Pittsburgh, and AJ Barner is your tight end against Washington, which now, kicking off the fourth round, gives you an opportunity to take either your flex or a running back, knowing that you've got to come back and take the other as the start of the fifth round.
Yep, I'm going to take my running back here, and we're going straight away to the Tennessee Titans with Tyjae Spears.
Wow. He's second on my list.
Yeah. He's a guy I said like 3 weeks ago, the week before he was coming off IR, to pick him up because Pollard's been fucking terrible. Yep. And he had a great game last week, so I'm thinking they just keep feeding him more and more.
Pollard's name has actually come up in trade talks too.
Good. So they'd be mad not to.
Yeah, it shows that they're all in on Spears, I believe.
Yep, you don't need ACLs to play football, apparently. You just get the ball and go.
That's simple. He had a really nice week. He only had 9 carries, but he had 59 yards and a touchdown, and then he also had 3 targets, which he reeled all of them in. So like they were making a concerted effort to get the ball in a game where they were trailing the whole time. But what games are they going to be leading? LA Chargers also famously not terrific at defending the running back anyway. 22% started. Spears, Kev, was very quietly. I was sort of hoping he was kind of the only running back left that I had any faith in. And I'm like, if he's still there in captain round. Yeah, if he's still there in captain round, I was going to take him. So, good for you, mate. Well done. I applaud your sneakiness there.
Jeez, Matty, I didn't know if he'd make it back to me, but that's why I thought I'd better grab him now because there's some other names I like for captain.
Oh, this is the bit that I love the best, right? When we get to captain round. I've got to take a wide receiver and a flex, so I'm just going to go and lean in and take my wide receiver. And, God, it's so deep at wide receiver this week. I think there's names all over the place, especially guys who are coming off buys who you expect might stay lower. I'm just going to have a quick look. There's one guy who's been a little injured. I just want to see if he's likely to be back, and not carrying an injury designation now. No, he's carrying a questionable designation. No, he's day-to-day. I'm going to back out of that one. One of the trendiest pickups this week has been Troy Franklin. I've heard Kev say he's the true one at Denver, and that's not true. But man, he played a good game last week. And mate, I'm not a massive believer in Houston's secondary. I'm terrified of their pass rush, and I don't want to run against him. But I am not terrified of the secondary, so I'm going to go and take Troy Franklin at Houston for Denver.
He was on my list.
He was number 2 behind Downs on my list. So.
Kev, I'm buying a lot of your guys. It's taken me a long time to come around because you were talking about Troy Franklin quite some time ago as well. Was this also in the Theo Johnson conversation? Am I like stepping back in time 18 months? Is that what's happening
I think
here?
you are.
Blake
Step back even to the off season. Yeah, Blake Corum's coming up.
You wait for my fucking captain. You wait. 16% started for Troy Franklin. It puts Isaac on the board to finish the 4th round before we come back to Kev for the captain round. And Isaac, your team at the moment is Jordan Love, Tyrone Tracy, Hunter Henry. You need a wide receiver and a flex. Which way are you going to go?
So I've got to go my wide receiver, and I'm only taking this guy because I really want to take him captain, but I don't think he's going to come back.
Really?
On the captain route, and that is Kayshon Boutte.
He wasn't going to come back to you.
There you go. So against Atlanta, I think, Drake May is gonna find him a lot. Wide receiver 23 of the season so far.
Yeah. I think if you said to somebody 2 months ago, so check out Kayshon Boutte as a really solid flex who you could probably start your wide receiver 2 any week you wanted. That person would do. There was an old KFC 8 years ago where somebody asks how the hot and spicy chicken tastes, and the guy turns around, puts his burger down, and just adjusts the fella's chin to be looking right at him in the eyes, and he just slaps him from both sides of the face at the same time. And I think that's what you would get if you said Kayshon Boutte is a pretty solid flex to wide receiver 2. That's the world we're living in. So he scored 31 points for Cam last week as his captain, to go with a nice start from his quarterback last week, and did a lot of the heavy lifting. And, mate, very wise to keep him out of other people's captaincy territory, Isaac. Really nice call. Gives you 2 pass catches against Atlanta in your team, though. Do you think that caps your upside a little bit?
No, I didn't even notice that, but that's okay. Drake May will find a way to get it sorted.
Probably. One of Kev's boys. Drake May. Loves Drake May.
Loves Drake May.
Actually, that guy doesn't even qualify for this segment anymore because people have listened to Kev enough.
Actually, I sent Kev a meme the other week on Instagram about Drake May where this guy said, "Do you want to go on a second date?" And the girl said, "No, all you did was talk about Drake May for 45 minutes."
It's true.
That's it.
And I thought it was Kev.
Yeah. Kev's out there. He's in the DMs.
You heard about our Lord and Saviour in New England.
Yeah, 100%. The second coming. That gives us permission now to all pick any position we want because we're in flexes now and they're all going to be our captain. So we can pick from anyone who's not a quarterback now on the way back. And it's going to start with Kev, then go to Matty, and then go to Isaac to wrap this up. All these guys are going to be double pointers this week. So the question is, do you go safe or do you go for the upside shot? Kev, your team at the moment, Caleb Williams, Tajay Spears, Josh Downs, AJ Barner, and a player to be named later. Later is now. Who are you picking?
Matty, I'm going with the perennial touchdown thief of the league. A guy who's been a consistent person for start to the week, being normally around 40%, coming off the bye, sitting at 27. I'm going with Zach Charbonnet against Washington. I just figure
that goal line, doesn't he?
He's going to get somewhere between 8 and 18 points, and if he snags a touchdown or 2 off Kenneth Walker must have done something to this new coach. He just doesn't fucking like him. Let's run him down the field and then hand the touchdown off to this other guy.
Do you reckon his shag coaches misses? Do you reckon that's what happened? He just
might have. Might have. He's not in the good books.
Huh? Because, I mean, look, this time last year he was a pretty quality player and everyone was pretty happy with him, and then he missed a couple of games and Charbonnet one of those weeks threw up like a 40-point PPR performance. But then as soon as Walker was fine again, just back in he goes, and Charbonnet goes back to the clear 2 role. This year he's just been getting the goal line. He's consistently been getting the goal line. So, man, it's hard to walk past, especially when the guy's 27% started. Before the bye, he was in the 40s, so you know he's legit right for the segment. Mate, you're in Isaac territory, though, because you've got AJ Barner and Charbonnet now on the same offense. Bother you any?
No, I'm fine with it.
No. It's Washington are terrible. There you go. Mate, Charbonnet is the captain, 27% started. I've been looking very, very longingly at this list now about where to go for my captain, and I think it is really worth going the big upside shot. Someone who I think can just kind of pull a big score out of nowhere. And he did Marky Mark pretty wrong last week by only scoring a couple of points, 2.1 or so. But I'm just sick for Darnell Mooney. I've always been sick for Darnell Mooney.
I thought you were going with the third tight end.
Oh, did you want another tight end?
The Dolphins' third tight end. That's what I thought you were going with.
Julian Hill? We're going there. I didn't even know that guy existed until last week. Marky Mark. Oh my God, he is a scholar. No, I'm taking Darnell Mooney. He's always been someone who is eligible for the segment. But what bothered me about him being on the Bears, Kev, and this would have frustrated the shit out of you, he's a quality receiver. He gets open and just whoever was passing just could never find him. And so then you go, oh, he's going to Atlanta. He's going to have competent quarterback play. Well, he got some of that late last year, and then he's been injured as shit to start this year. So we just hasn't had the opportunity to see it. And then the one game he gets is against Miami, where everybody else eats. And he kind of doesn't, there's not enough left over for him. So, but he is their field stretcher. He is the deep bomb. You know, with London back this week, that's the intermediate routes done. It's going to be a long bomb. And I'm hoping for one of them against this terribly good team who if you can just get a good play off them, one big long play off them when they're trailing, that's all I'm looking for. Darnell Mooney, save me.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. He's someone I had on my list, but I don't know. There's something about it I just took off at the end there. But yep. I see the upside. He's very boom or bust. Like, he can get you 2 points on the game, Matty, or he could get you 22. Like,
yeah, mate, and taking Khalil Shakir ain't gonna, give me good captaincy points. It'll give me like 8 to 10 points, and that's fine. But I'm looking for someone who can just put up 15 to 20. Darnell could do that in a way that, just Shakir could never do. So that's what I'm looking at. Isaac, don't take Shakir now that I've just dissed him.
Shakira.
I'm not taking Shakir. That's for sure.
That's why I dissed him. I'm like, no, Isaac's not taking him. I'll name and shame.
He's not even on my list.
No. You have to go 11 deep to get him on your list this week, I think, for captain.
I believe I just looked at the same player you'd looked at before who had a questionable tag, and I'm staying away from him.
Does he play for a team in red?
He does.
Yes.
You can say the name now because you're the only one left to pick, Isaac.
Well, let's just say he's been shot.
Yes. That's who I looked at.
I'm surprised Matty had him on his list.
Yeah. No, he's been
running
pierced
backs
off.
need legs?
No, wrong.
No, it's the other guy.
Pearsall.
It's Pearsall.
Yeah.
That's who I looked at.
Too much of a risk that he might not be back.
Oh, day to day is. I need him practicing. And I was nervous.
Yeah, that's right.
I ran away.
I'm the same. So I've got. I'm tossing up between two, and it's. I'm not liking one of them because. Yeah. So the other one.
Might as well just talk them out because no one else can pick anyone now.
We can't pick anyone now.
Juwan Jennings, but George Kittle's back, which takes it away from him. And the other one, who I've picked up in one of my redraft leagues, who's been actually helping me a lot, is Malik Washington at Miami. And he had a really good game for me last week, so let's captain him up. I'll go Malik Washington against Baltimore.
Love it. He was on my list just as a bolter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is the thing, right? Your captain, If he has one of those days, mate, he wins his segment. Simple as that.
Well,
he's
that's
starting
right.
to see like 5 or 6 targets a game, and he's catching like 80% of them. So he's got the speed where if he gets one, he breaks one off. He's in.
And that Baltimore defense, hasn't been overly well. I know they're getting some guys back in the secondary, but I'm going to take him and risk it.
Yep, go for
one play. If you picked him last week and captain him, he scored you 27 points. So, you'd take that, right?
I would, and this week he's probably going to get me 2.
9% of people don't agree with you, mate. That's how many people are starting him. So it shows he's definitely not on everyone's radar. But this is the thing, like, if you started him last week, he played well for you, and that's what this segment is. This segment is dive into the bag. I'm desperate. I'm trying to find a starter. Who can I find that may be either largely available or largely unstarted that I can make a cheap play for? That's what this segment is, and I love that you're doing that. Currently wide receiver 56, the 174th highest scoring fantasy player on the season. Welcome to Team Isaac. Give me the captain's badge, mate. Fucking come on.
He's stoked.
He's stoked. Isaac's team is Jordan Love at Carolina, 47% started. Tyrone Tracy versus San Francisco, 21% started. Keyshawn Boutte versus Atlanta, 32% started. In the same game, Hunter Henry versus Atlanta, 47% started. And Malik Washington with a captain's armband on versus Baltimore, 9% started. Let's go across to Kev's team. He picked third. He's got Caleb Williams versus Cincinnati, 42% started. Tyjae Spears versus the Chargers, 22% started. We've got Josh Downs versus Pittsburgh's poor secondary, 26% started. AJ Barner at Washington, 4% started. In the same game as the captain, Zach Charbonnet, Mr. Goal Line Charbonnet, 27% started. Kev's team looking strong there. I love the captain pick. That is a savvy play. And then Matty C, finally picking Trevor in this segment versus Las Vegas, 10% started. Woody Marks versus Denver, 45% started, but trending down as teams come off the bye. Troy Franklin versus Houston, 16% started, coming off the big game. Theo Johnson versus San Francisco, 9% started. And my captain, courageous Darnell Mooney, going to make me or break me this week. That is our starts of the week. Just a quick recap on the scoreboard here. Taylor in front with 19 points. The worst result that can happen there is he will move to 20 because you score a point even if you win, come last in the segment. So here's a full win and more clear of me in second place at 16. And World, Isaac representing World this week, who are on 13 points. And, mate, we could use a World win. So, Malik Washington to the house, mate. Twice. Let's do it. Double touchdown guarantee.
Pray for it, everyone.
Prayers up. Prayers up for Malik Washington. Hey, Kev, how do you feel about your team?
Mate, I'm very happy with it, actually. Running backs is always a bit of a pit of arseholes, but I feel pretty good with Spears and Charbonnet.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. 2 good running backs in a week where it's thin, and I think that's a real savvy to go and pick up Charbonnet on a week where he's on his way back. He was never above 50%, and he's climbing because he's getting that goal line work, but he will still not clear 50%. I just think that was savvy. Mate, picking for Taylor. That's a Taylor-esque move, mate. So, keeping the tradition alive while he's on physically unable to perform. I think he's going to hate hearing that and love it at the same time. Thank you so much, Kev, for stepping into the big shoes of Taylor. They are big shoes, and from what I understand, your thongs are like surfboards too, so you're the right man. Thank you again, mate. And that luscious beard. Great to see.
No worries, Matty. Always a pleasure.
It's always my pleasure, mate. Hopefully you'll be back to wrestling Crocs soon, mate, as you recover from all sorts of different injuries, mate. It's a tough life up north.
Yeah. Bloody hot at the moment, too.
Mate, it got to 25 here the other day, and we're like, oh, it's hot. You just laugh at us, Canberrans. We're a hoot, mate.
It's actually not been a bad couple of weeks to have off. It's hit like 40 or 42 with fucking humidity every day, so I'm like, aircon inside seems nice.
Yeah, I just saw Isaac swallow a mouthful of vomit when you said that. He was like,
yep.
Wow. Isaac, how do you feel about your team quickly before we bail?
I love it. I'm really happy. I hope Malik Washington comes off for me, and I've got good vibes, so we'll see how we go.
Oh, I love it. This is even your first time cracking out a team since we did the playoff show last year when you got to come through once and have a gig. So it's good to have you back doing it again, mate. Thank you so much for joining and for everything you do on the Friday show, but plus today, plus all your commitments to G'day Gridiron. It's you're a real gem for our network, mate. Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you very much. And just a quick shout out to Tay. Love you, mate, and I miss hearing your voice on these podcasts.
Yeah, same here. Same.
Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me, darling.
What I like about this is I bring my brother on and I say things like, hey, Dan, give us your best impression of a dolphin. And he fucking does it because he doesn't know that I'm going to use it against him for the rest of his life. But Kev just volunteers it. I don't even have to ask him and he just starts singing random stuff. You're a national treasure, Kevin Patterson. I'm going to nominate you for Australian of the Year next year. That's what's happening. For those of you who haven't caught the Friday show, go back and grab it. Also find G'day Gridiron. They were around yesterday and they do a great job previewing the Sunday show, the Sunday games that you have to watch, plus the Monday night game. And we, of course, have just been through the mailbag starts of the week. We will be back next week to do it all again for week 10, where we've got another 4 teams on a bye. It just does not stop. Good luck out there in fantasy world, everybody, and we'll catch you all next week. Thanks again, Isaac. Thanks again, Kev. Hooroo!
Cheers, Matty. Cheers, Isaac.
See you, boys.
The Aussie NFL Fantasy Show. Thanks to the Aussie Gridiron Network, Australia's home for NFL and Australian gridiron content. Discover everything the network has to offer, including G'day Gridiron, Pastry Press, NFL, and Aussie Gridiron Today. Buy merch and win free stuff. Visit the mothership at linktree/Aussie Gridiron Network. Hooroo!